6:30, good morning. Homicide investigators are now handling the death of a Burnaby woman who appears to have met with foul play. Officers scoured an apartment building at Hastings Street and Delta Avenue last night. The body of the woman in her 60s was found late yesterday afternoon. There's no early indication on the cause of death and no arrests have been made.
The fact that it's inside an apartment for investigators, sometimes it's beneficial to be in a position to preserve evidence.
Overnight temperatures continued to dip below the freezing mark for the South Coast, and it's causing great concern for those who have no place to get out of the cold. Greg Harper is live in downtown Vancouver with more on the efforts to help the homeless. Greg.
Yeah, good morning, Jody. Here on East Cordova this morning, just in this vicinity, there's 120 beds. There's a cold weather shelter behind me, 40 spaces there. In this direction, that's an emergency shelter, again, 40 spaces. And then as we go to the right here, there's a Salvation Army Harbor Light location, another 40 spaces. They're all at capacity. And it's this Harbor Light location that's been set up because of the weather conditions we are experiencing right now. The dining hall has been turned into a sleeping area, and it's very busy for them right now. You may remember last month the province announced it will be funding over 550 emergency shelters, emergency weather shelters across Metro Vancouver. This is certainly needed in our city, and right now the Salvation Army, they are busy with these winter conditions.
We're heading up to the Christmas season, and it's a sad thing when somebody is out on the street. And so, you know, any of your donations, you'll see our kettles all around town, so you can throw in a few bucks, and all of that helps.
And Jody, this is something that's disturbing. According to the Salvation Army, they say there's a disturbing trend right now. There's a lot more seniors who are showing up, who are homeless, looking for a place to sleep. Jody?
Well, that's a sad tale. Thank you very much. Greg Harper reporting for us this morning. Russ Kate says we're not expecting snow just yet, but the city of Vancouver isn't taking any chances when it comes to your commute. Crews have been doing some preemptive salting to guard against icy, frosty streets and slippery conditions. The city is focusing on keeping major arteries and bus routes clear of ice and snow.
The roads might look dry, but if there is moisture on them from natural causes or a water leak or something, then you're going to have ice. And, you know, yes, we will have some treatment down, but again, slow down, take it easy, just as you would during rain.
Meanwhile, roads and highways all over Alberta are a mess. Due to blowing and drifting snow, the Trans-Canada was closed from Calgary to Brooks last night because of several accidents and treacherous blizzard-like conditions. Police say even snow removal equipment is off the road in some areas as conditions aren't safe enough for those operators. About 100 flights in and out of Calgary's airport were cancelled yesterday. Bail has been set, and prosecutors have until tomorrow to formally charge the Seattle man who took the Victoria Clipper for a joyride. Samuel Kenneth McDonough was arrested by a SWAT team that boarded a Clipper vessel on Sunday. The 33-year-old man has several prior convictions. He says he simply wanted to go to Victoria. The would-be pirate got less than 300 meters from shore before officials intercepted the $8 million vessel. McDonough could face charges of burglary, reckless endangerment, and malicious mischief. Crews continue to investigate Sunday's deadly commuter train derailment in New York City. It's still unclear if faulty brakes or human error are to blame, but after poring over the two data recorders, investigators now know for certain the train was going far too fast. Authorities say it was traveling at 132 kilometers per hour on a curved stretch of track, when it should have been going no more than 48 kilometers per hour. 4 people were killed, more than 60 others were injured. Ukraine's opposition has failed in its attempt to force out the government with a no-confidence vote in Parliament. The failure leaves the country's political tensions unresolved, with opposition demonstrators still angered by the president's shelving of an agreement with the European Union and by police violence against protesters. The dispute has brought crowds of nearly 300,000 people to the streets of Kiev. Let's change topics now. 6:35. It is time for sports. Over to the Connected Studios we go. Here's Don Taylor.